Hello, hello, hello. We are back. And if you don't know, I am Justin Neidinger, and I will be your DM tonight on this crazy shit show that is DM Saving Throw.
Woo!
I have to warn everyone because of someone on this stream, and I won't point any names, but she plays the character Nyx. This is a hard R rated stream. We use some adult languages, so kids, just turn your volume way up and grab a notebook.
Time to learn.
As always, we'll be getting things kicked off in alphabetical order, starting with Casey. Casey?
Hey everybody, my name's Casey Boyd. I play Byron Bancroft, and we're level 10. Yay!
Woo!
Woo!
Howdy, howdy. My name is Emily, and I play Maeve, our monk. And I am happy to say that I just remembered that I'm supposed to use an accent when speaking for her. And if I had not thought of it, it's been so long that I might have forgotten.
Oh, it would have ruined the session. We would have had to start it over.
Start all over.
From scratch. Hello, my name is Lisa. I am playing Nyx, the reborn cleric. She's the leader of the bunch. You know her well. She's finally back to kick some tail. Her coconut gun can fire in spurts. I have got the Donkey Kong 64 DK rap stuck in my head, and I don't know what to do about it. Rob, help me.
Hey. Now that the
Classic.
Monkey Ape is done. I'm Rob. I'm playing Casper. And I'm excited. We haven't played. For me, it's been like 3 sessions now because I missed the last time we actually played. So, I'm ready to murder. I don't know if that's what the session has in plan for us, but
Your body
You're
is
actually
right.
supposed
Anyway.
to say, if she shoots ya, it's gonna hurt, and finish the rhyme. But no, this is fine.
That's what I was trying to think of. All I know is that you're there's a line of "you're a hell of a guy." I think hell of an ape. I don't know.
Well, I don't know either, but I do know that a couple weeks ago when we played last, we finished up with the Donnellys. The group found out that Maeve has a twin sister who's quite the trickster. She likes to fool around with people a little bit. That didn't come out right.
All right, I like her.
Yep. Nyx found out a little bit more about her past, and the group got a mission to find Byron's dead dad, or at least the person who's impersonating him. They finished up by fighting a weird robot thing that reflected spells. I got inspiration from a phenomenal chat member, and then I really didn't do much with it, so I apologize. But then they leveled up to level 10. So, yep. Last week, we gave Rob the player, because he wasn't here, inspiration. And that's a loophole that we got to figure out how to fix.
Yeah, no,
And,
that was perfect on my part.
And this week, Emily, you have to pick out inspiration. It's all you.
Oh boy.
I know, right? Are there any questions, comments, concerns, or possibly second halves of old raps that need to be said before we start?
There are so many, but we don't have time. We have D&D.
She's bigger, faster, and stronger too. She's the first member of the DK crew. Okay, thank you.
Wow.
All right.
I gotta roll initiative.
We gotta finish out the verse. I mean,
Yeah.
So,
is-
I would like to loot.
Well, before we do that, though, would you guys like to talk about anything cool that you got for level 10?
I really want to loot, but like,
All right, we can loot. All right.
no,
so
we
let
can
me-
talk about our cool stuff that we got.
Oh, I didn't realize how great mine is until I'm actually looking at the number for it right now.
Well, do you want to start us off then?
Yeah, I was like, oh, all I got was extra speed, but my walking speed is now 50 feet because I'm unarmored.
Hashtag
Okay.
monks.
You
I
have a
would
climb
consider
speed yet? You can go 50
Yes,
feet up wall.
50 feet. She just
Yeah.
runs up the wall. Like,
Yeah.
She does. You're the embodiment of a kung fu movie right now.
I'm Justin's favorite class.
Well, as long as you're not a tabaxi, we're okay. Who's up next?
I can go. I got expertise and a couple more skills, so my skill monkey ability is now ridiculous. I have like +10 in all proficiencies type thing.
God.
And then I got magical secrets. I got 2 new spells from any
Oh my
class
God.
I wanted.
Oh, I regret giving you guys an extra level.
You should have killed us a long time ago. Now it's too
I
late.
sh-
You will
I
get...
mean, you should have killed us years ago, honestly.
live
Should have been
forever.
there.
All right, Lisa.
I got divine intervention. I'm a level 10 cleric. I get to call on my god for help and
Oh, no.
see if she answers.
Poor Justin.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Great.
I mean, granted, you know, it's not like a one and done kind of thing, but you know, she might step in. We'll see.
That's great.
Don't know that I've exactly made her proud so far this campaign, but she hasn't taken my powers away from me yet.
Goes straight to voicemail. I have the
fantastic.
least exciting level 10 that I've ever seen. I get the Aura of Courage, so I believe it's with allies within 10 feet of me cannot be frightened. Only while I'm conscious, though. So
Okay, so I have to kill you first and
mad
then
at
fight
it.
everyone. Awesome.
well, it's good for a dragon, I guess. Good for a
You
dragon
think we're
fight.
gonna let our boy Casper die?
You think I'm gonna let
You
myself
think?
die?
You will when I
Exactly.
figure out a way to teleport him away from you guys. So now I believe you guys had talked a little bit about some loot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please.
There might have been a conversation about loot being had, yes.
You are going to be
Gimme-
sadly disappointed.
No, it's another Charnos. Got it.
All right, here's what
a
you
dragon
find.
without a horde. Amazing.
Loot.
You find 100 gold pieces and a +2 shield and a +2 spear. That's what you find.
A
You get that.
spear?
You know, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
I
Dibs
I
on the
think,
shield.
Yeah, you get all of it. We can
Oh,
split.
dibs on all of it.
Yeah, I say we can split the gold.
Oh, that's not what you said,
Yeah,
sir.
not all of the gold.
You
No,
can
no,
have-
no.
Dibs on the
You know,
all
a,
of it.
It's 100
too
gold.
late.
You can
I've
have the 100
already,
gold.
No, I've already put 25 gold into my thing, and I'm afraid D&D Beyond does not let you take gold out of your inventory.
That's
once
a
it's
known
in
bug.
there.
It's a known bug, actually. Yeah.
You hear a
we gotta send a
giggling.
petition to
You hear a giggling as one of your cousins runs by, snatches 25 gold out of your belt, and runs away.
No.
But
We gotta find that mysterious rabbit man to send him back.
when you guys are picking up the shield and the spear, you also see a note.
And I guess that's good to loot notes, whatever.
All right, fine.
Let's
the
read
note
it.
catches on fire. Casper,
No.
Casper throws a javelin at the note and it runs away. To be seen in 20 more episodes. No, it just says there are 4 of them. Follow them to see what they are planning. They must not be allowed to interrupt us as we finish our next phase.
Fucking Prowler. Okay. So now that we have eliminated the tails and they're no longer following us, let's be a little bit more sneaky and make it to the square.
Right.
Um,
Sneaky.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
Clank.
Yeah. I don't think I have Pass Without a Trace, but I should have picked that up.
Should have picked that up years ago. Once again, this hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, I don't have that one, so I can't cast that one. But
Well, do we really have to be sneaky? We just killed the
Uh,
people coming after us.
yes, I mean, if we've learned anything about Prowler, they don't seem to stop what they're doing. They seem to send many things after us. I mean, they shot us one time with a ballista from,
That was my favorite, actually.
so
Quick question on the big robot man. Did
Uh-huh.
we open it up to see who's inside?
You did not.
I'd like to open it up, please.
Soft
You
movie
cannot
secret.
open it up. It exploded.
Oh,
at the very end. Remember, you
No,
guys had
we
to roll
don't.
for.
That was like
Oh,
2 weeks
okay.
ago.
Well, maybe you guys should
was a
listen
while
to
ago.
our podcast. At the end, the robot thing exploded. You are able to find bits and pieces of person.
Okay.
As you're going through, you can find like an elongated elven ear, little pieces of just like a tan colored skin, um, and some bone pieces.
Just getting a sense from knowing that these are bodies that they're sucking all the magic out of. I mean, is there any? I mean, is there any chance of being able to? Well, probably not. I don't know how. I can't. I don't know if I can get a sense for how long this person has been dead for. But probably like longer than I can deal with.
How
Well-
long? How long can you? How long is
Meh.
it?
Well, I mean, I really only have raised dead, which isn't going to work just for a couple little body parts.
Oh yeah, no.
But could I
The,
at least would it at least be enough to determine if we were to turn that into I don't know. My hope is I'm going to hang on to these items. I'm going to stash them away with my stuff, and then once we go back and we talk to our friends, like the Alabaster Torch, that we can hopefully help identify who this was. That's kind of
Okay.
long-term goal, but
Okay.
I would like
So,
to
you
take
save
these parts
you save
with
its
me.
ear.
Yeah, save ear, a little bit of hair or something, just so it's like I have something to show him. Be like, maybe you'll know who this was,
Okay.
which one of your missing friends this was.
Okay, perfect. All right. What else you guys want to do?
Head to the square, taking some back alleys if we can.
Yep, I say let's continue on.
All right, you guys are heading over. I will throw a map into the chat in a little bit, but just right now, so that you guys are aware, you were coming from the Enchanters Guild. You were moving east across the city into the Middle District. That's when you guys saw where you're at right now. Kind of northwest of where you're at is the Bronze Mall. Their main area in the middle of the city. And then if you continue on to the east, that's going to take you towards Norlock Square. To the southeast, you can see that there is smoke coming up from the slums area. So just letting you know that that's happening. As you're moving east, you can hear in the distance what sounds like some angered voices. If you would want to go that way, you'd have to head a little bit north, more towards the Bronze Mall City Center. Otherwise, you can head on straight towards Norlock Square.
I mean, we could take a little peruse. We could at least get a visual on what's happening.
what's going on?
Okay. So you guys, you go north a little bit to see what is going on. As you get closer, you can hear shouting back and forth. It sounds like there are two groups that are arguing against each other. And I need to bring up a new map.
Oh boy. You know what's depressing? Is we're probably the closest thing to heroes this city has. That doesn't
Yeah,
bode
sounds
well
about
for the
right.
people that live in the city.
Is that depressing? I mean, you're like chosen by a god. I
We're
mean, the
all they
rest of us
have.
are fine or whatever, but like, I feel like, you've got
Oh
some holy
my
intervention
God.
happening. To be like, hey, go help this city.
All right. So Byron,
Oh my god.
Casper,
Big crowd.
Nix.
They look like fun. I want to
Maeve.
join
Okay.
them.
Yeah, let's join
I'm
in.
gonna
Free for
abandon
all.
you guys and go join them. They look like a good time.
So, you folks are heading up there, and you can hear people screaming. The people that are towards the north of you, like where your characters at, the closest characters to you, these folks look like they are dressed in the Bronze Mall garb. The others look like they are wearing an assortment of stuff, but you do see people wearing Prowler colors. And you can hear them screaming back and forth at each other. However, give me some perception checks.
Byron quickly flips through his badges and pulls Bronze Maul out on top and readjusts.
Can I just interrupt to say someone should press tab on Tailspire to see some of the names Justin has given a few of these characters.
Oh,
The
I
ones-
cannot wait.
Yeah.
Distra
So,
4 strong.
Yep.
Ooh.
Uli.
Yeah, there's somebody else on there that
Uli.
you guys might notice.
Talon.
Mm-hmm.
But also human warrior.
But also
And human bard
Tribby
too.
Nighthammer.
Ribby Nighthammer.
Oh, dude, that part
Distra, that's cute.
is using a guitar. That's fucking sick.
Also, I appreciate that one of them is human bard, comma, Doom.
Yeah. Just rock out there.
All right, we got to take out that one first. I don't trust that one bit.
Freaking love this.
So,
As far as perception, we got a 15 and a 21 are the highest.
so with 21, let me guess that was Byron?
That was me.
It was you. Okay, so
Mm.
you see that the 15 and the 21 see Uli because he is closest to you guys. But Nix, you also see that Talon is across the square. I got the closest I could get to a non-sore owl person for him. So he's over there, and they're screaming back and forth. The Bronze Maul is yelling. You hear him saying things like, "You can't be doing this. This is our section. You know, we are the law here." And Prowler's yelling back, "You weren't here to defend our plant. You should be protecting us, so we're taking it in our own hands." And they're arguing back and forth, and that's what's going on.
I'll walk up and clap Uli on the shoulder and just be like, "Uli, buddy, what's going on here? What seems to be the issue?"
He turns, and he doesn't have a proper maul. It's like a small maul, almost more like a large hammer to work a forge. It seems like he hasn't got a proper maul after all this time. But he turns back around and he's like, "Oh, okay, I haven't seen you in weeks. I thought you were one of them coming to get me from behind."
Yeah, that is something to always be worried out for. Tight cheeks and all. So what exactly are you guys like fearful of? Who's taking what into whose hands? We haven't been in this part of town for a bit. We're unsure of what's going on.
So earlier today, there was an attack on the Prowler soda factory. It appears that someone blew themselves up along with a section of the facility, and these fine people, he says, kind of glaring at them, feel that they should now be in the streets running amok. They're saying they're protecting their product, and he points over, and you see that there is a cart filled with some goods in it, in the background. He says, but that's not how this works. We are here to defend them, and we are out trying to see what happened with that attack.
I'm sorry. When you say that someone blew themselves up, do we think that this was intentional? Was this like a...
I would hope not, but they went to the gate, and then there was an explosion, and there was apparently no more people there. I wasn't there, thank God. I was sleeping, in the safety of the Bronze Mall Center City.
That sounds nice. We've been doing your dirty work for 4 weeks, but very glad to hear you got a good night's rest.
Well, you are honorary members. You have those badges, and he points over to Byron's his lanyard of badges that he's got the Bronze Mall in the front.
Honorary.
So when we become a full-time member, do we get to fuck off then? And that's when you get to go take a snoozes.
I'm sure it's tenure.
That's fine.
He looks a little bit ashamed.
Would you have been at Prowler? You implied with what you said that you would have been there if you weren't sleeping. Why would you have been at Prowler?
No, I just mean that I luckily wasn't in that section of the city. because explosives are terrible.
While they're interacting with Uli, Byron's going to take out a piece of copper wire and kind of like spool it around his finger and look over at Sword and just say, "Hey, buddy, why don't you come over here and talk to us?" by sending message right into his head.
Oh, to Talon?
Yes.
To
Yes.
Talon, yes.
Yep, Talon,
Also,
sorry.
question: what colors are Talon repping? Because
Oh,
last time
Prowler.
we talked with him, is he? We don't. Is he?
You guys sent him to go work for Prowler. So
Okay.
just for everyone, because it was a long time ago,
So long ago.
Talon is Soar, who was CJ's character, his drug addict brother.
His twin brother.
Yep. And
They're
he was a
both little
paladin who sold
owls.
all of his stuff for drugs.
Whatever happens with him moving forward, which I imagine will come to a head pretty shortly, just know I saved him from the hentai dimension. I made a very big fuss to do that. So we'll see if that really butts us in the ass.
Right. So, Byron, you were sending a message to him?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you say?
Just, "Hey, buddy, why don't you come over and talk to us?" And when he kind of looks around, I'll just kind of be like holding up like a couple hands, just like waving him over.
He's looking at you, and he's looking at the people that he's with, and he's looking at you. I mean, people are getting pretty tense. They're very close to each other. They're shoving. There's pushing. He skirts around the outside, and he says, I never thought I'd see you again. What is it that you want? I should be getting back and helping. If this turns into a fight, I need to help my guys."
So here's the thing. Prowler's kind of a bad company. We sent you in to help spy on them and then to like report back, but you just started working for them and stayed with them.
You told me to go work with them and see what I could find. I couldn't find anything. These people saved me. They brought me in. They gave me a place to stay. And
No.
you know, these
we
thugs, he's
save
pointing
you.
at Uli. These thugs are out here and they can't save our stuff, and they are allowing violence to happen to my friends.
So here's the deal. That's your stuff, which is Prowler soda, which infects people with some type of blood of a dead god that eventually turns them necrotic and undead. That's not something that we want to be peddled onto the street.
No, that's for ass blood. I know I have had the cola, and I am fine. I'm just fine. I had a problem with Ras blood, but now I just drink a couple of those sodas a day, and I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah, see, this is an addict talking. Addicts don't get to decide when they're okay because they don't have a good measure. It needs outside intervention to see in and to help you with it.
Oh, you're just like my brother, always trying to get me to be another person who I'm not. You know, Prowler gets me. They understand me. And, you know, I can't believe that these animals, and he points directly at one of the Bronze Maul people, and he's like, would be out here thinking they can defend things they can't. You see how tall they are? Meanwhile, he's not very tall. He's
Real
about the same
quick,
height.
Talon. By the way,
Look at
I'm
these
glad.
animals, said the owl.
Yeah, so the owl is also not tall.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Good to see that you're doing well. What? So you guys are mad because they didn't stop the explosion?
I'm mad because they're not doing what they're supposed to. You know, they're supposed to be the people who are keeping the streets safe. For lack of a better term, they're fantasy police officers.
What?
No,
How could
don't
they
make
have
us defend the
prevented-
cops, Justin. Damn it. I'm on the Bronze Mall side here.
I
Don't do
mean,
this to us.
They were our first, so
And they
but how
did
would they
give
have-
us badges. Shit.
how would they have stopped the explosion from happening?
I don't know,
But,
maybe by doing some research, maybe by doing a little profiling.
Do you want the cops to profile you and then to intercede in Prowler's company to prevent an explosion from happening on their grounds?
I don't know. You're twisting my words. God, I need a soda. Where's the soda at?
Talon, you probably shouldn't drink any more of that stuff. It can't be good for you.
It's so good. Have you had the black cherry?
I have a. She ruffles around in her bag really quick, and she goes, I've got a Prowler slap bracelet, which is all the fun of Prowler with none of the you drinking weird things. Here you go. And she attempts to slap it onto his non-existent wrist, and it just kind of tangles around the two longest feathers on his wing.
He has wrists. He has hands.
He has wrists. But
what I thought he was a bird and very flammable.
When you do
they
that,
have wings, but they still have arms and legs.
Lame.
when you do that, you see that he's wearing a Prowler badge.
Talon, look over there. Quick, look behind you.
It has a it's purple and it has like a large cat on it. It says I work here, and it's just a Prowler badge.
That sounds amazing.
Does it look like it has any type of magical enchantment that might get us through a door?
Give me an Arcana check.
Meanwhile, Lisa and I are too distracted by how the badge looks in case he's asking the real question.
I want that badge.
27 Arcana.
Oh yeah, it's
Ew.
100% magic version of a swipe card.
Okay. Byron is going to attempt to walk near him and just say, man, that looks really awesome. Here, let me see if I can guide you and get you a soda. And he's going to kind of like put his hand on his back to like kind of like touch him more than he should be touched to do this, but also at the same time he's going to try and sleight of hand the badge off of him.
Okay, I'm going to do a perception check. Okay, what'd you roll?
22.
3.
So he has no
Yeah,
idea. I got my hands in all of his pockets. I'm just
Yep. You now have yourself one I work here key swipe for Prowler.
Okay, so I'm going to grab that, and as I kind of palm it off of him, I'm just going to throw it back towards Nyx. Just kind of.
Give me an athletics or acro. I guess I'll be give me a dexterity check. See if you catch it. You get advantage.
Oh, for me?
Yep.
To see if I catch it?
Yep.
Okay, this is the most important role in my life. Okay, I got a non-nat 20.
Okay, yep. He's sitting there and he kind of reaches over the shoulder, pulls it off of his chest, and flips it over his back. And as if you knew it was coming the entire time, you're talking to Maeve, and you're just like, you put your hand up, grab it, and put it in your pocket.
Well, let's be honest. Her eyes never left the badge. Once she saw it.
Bingo! As soon as it was visible, she was tracking it.
So as I'm walking through, guiding Talon back towards the rest of the Prowler group, I'll say, guys, Bronze Mall, everyone just needs to disperse. We need to let these fine workers go back to doing what they're doing. And I'm going to try and lead him into like the group of them and try and take more badges off of people. I'm just going to start just grabbing as many as I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Can I help him?
What are you going to do?
This is happening.
Well, I mean, yes, you can help. But what do
Put
you gotta
those
tell me what you're
Donnelly
doing to
skills
help?
to work.
So, okay.
Maeve is just gonna walk in and also like presumably be like chatting people up, trying to like distract them from any like lingering hands, you know what I mean? Like if anyone's like head starts turning, like catch their attention while
Okay.
Byron is like going around and stuff.
Sure. I'll say that you can help him for the first one, and then the second one, and then the third one. If you're trying to get a third one, that will be regular. If that makes sense.
Perhaps I can help a little bit in that regard. If I'm just,
All right.
just a little,
So-
just a little
Am I
public
helping
service
in that
announcement
Casey
is
gets
all.
to roll a second time, or am I helping in that I'll roll separately?
So if you're doing the help action, it gives him advantage. If
Okay,
you're
okay.
trying to do it yourself, that
No.
could also be helping, but just let me know because then it won't be an advantage.
I'm fine with him doing advantage.
Okay.
All right. So the first one,
So-
this is a 26.
Yep. You grab that one.
Second one is an 18,
Okay, you grab that one.
and then third one's normal.
Yep.
26.
Oh yeah, I can't catch up with that. So you are just weaving in and out, and the two groups are like butting up against each other, and there's a little bit of pushing, and a little bit of shoving, and you're saying things like, "Hey, stop that!" Trying to get them, separate them. You like push them away, and as you push them away, you pull the badge and put it into your pocket.
Can
Yes.
I should note that Maeve's idea of help, besides chatting people up, is she's probably also absolutely riling both sides up as well. Like, yeah! Just like for either side, just like, yeah, how dare they do that? And just like shouting out like comments just for her own personal enjoyment.
Okay.
That's
So,
all.
Byron, you're trying to keep them away, and it's under the guise of separating them, but at the same time you're taking off badges. But Maeve is over there just instigating things, and it is getting very close to an all-out brawl.
So after I grab my third one, I'm going to turn and then, like, typical prestidigitation, I'm just going to shoot a shower of sparks into the air, trying to, like, pull all attention.
Okay. Give me a performance check.
14.
Okay. Roll. I'm rolling real great tonight. That was another 3. So you do this, and everybody just fucking stops. Like, you throw your arms up in the air. I don't know if you say anything, but like a shower of golden sparks just flies out, and everyone stops and looks at you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. I thought I might just bring to a call that the Bronze Mall are the city guard. They are equipped with armor and weapon. Prowler are... You guys are a bunch of factory workers. You will literally die by getting bludgeoned to death with mauls. I would suggest that we all just disperse, go about our ways, and we don't get roughed up by the police.
You hear some mumbling. It's like, give me a persuasion check.
Come on, Bard.
Oh my god.
Nat 20 for 29.
Jesus, have you gotten anything less than like an 18 so far?
I rolled a 14. Yeah.
Oof. So, you can see that you have started to persuade these people, and the Bronze Mall people, they stand up a little bit higher, even though they're dwarves. They stand a little bit taller, their chests out a little bit more, and you can see the Prowler workers. They're looking back and forth between themselves. Suddenly, don't look very sure. But they seem to be to the point where they no longer want to beat the shit out of each other.
Well, that's a
So-
win.
Yeah. You guys
So-
have diffused a fight.
Perfect. So maybe we can help just kind of usher people, just kind of one of those like, okay, let's break it up. Uli, I think that you have a thing at the place, and then you're right. You should probably grab your men and head out of here.
I think you're right.
Uli,
We
put down the
will-
bear mace. What is your problem?
They're all right. We'll stand back, but they need to leave the square. Get this cart out of here to wherever they're going. But we'll just chalk this up to a little bit of fire in the blood, as I can understand why they're disturbed with the attack on their facility.
Mhm. It's high tensions all around right now. But nothing that a good night's rest won't fix, right? You're great with that. We wouldn't know anything about it, but you go separate your men, have everyone calm down. We'll help the Prowler folks with getting back to their business.
I'll tell you, bringing you guys on was the best decision I've ever made. I really showed phenomenal management bringing you folks into the fold.
Yeah, that was right after you arrested us, right?
Yeah, actually, I believe I
You
was
certainly
disguised as
did.
someone else, and I hired ourselves to do this job. But I'll let you step in and help with that.
He steps up on his tippy toes and pats you on the shoulder, and he's like, "You think what you want," and then he starts to corral
Casper-
his people away.
Casper's gonna lean in as we like start to walk away, and just in his ear, "I sold your mall."
He just stops. He just stops and turns around, and you see a single tear roll down his cheek as he's holding. It is. I mean, he's a dwarf, so it's not very gigantic, but he's got like this little hammer in his hands like this instead of a maul that should be like this. He's just got this little tiny hand.
He's got a judge's gavel.
Yeah, with a stone piece on the end of it, and he says, "You know what? Words can hurt." And he turns around and starts to usher people away. Over his head, it says, "Oli will remember that."
I tease, but I really do like him. Were we too harsh?
No.
Should we send him an apology basket of some kind?
I think he's on the top of our relationship list because he's the most neutral person we know that hasn't fucked with us.
It's one of the
Really?
few people that actually likes us in
Yeah.
this town.
He likes you guys because you get his job done for him. He just wants to take a nice nap under a table where it's safe.
I can relate.
Dude, I relate to that so much.
Who can blame him, honestly?
We are all Uli pretending to be heroes of the realm.
Yep.
Okay, I think that we can kind of hop into the crowd and kind of help facilitate just making sure that people are keeping calm and kind of moving around. But I do want to grab Talon before he scurries off.
Okay. So
Um,
as people are starting to separate, the Bronze Maul is still here. They're just not all in one group. They've spread out a little bit, but they're still in groups of 3 or 4. Where the Prowler folks have moved over towards the cart, and it starts to move out of the square area that you are in. And Talon is walking by. You can see that his hand is on the cart as he's walking by, and you want to try to grab his attention.
yeah, I want to get an idea of what's going on with this cart that he's pushing. But
Okay.
I'll kind of run after him and call his name a little bit and see if I can catch his attention at least to get him to stop or slow the cart down.
Okay.
It's a bomb.
Yeah, it explodes. Everyone dies.
We don't know.
Okay. So, what do you say?
Oh, I just kind of, Talon, it's so good to see you again. I hope that you're doing okay. And then I cast Dispel Magic on him, and I just want to see if that does anything.
So, you cast a spell magic on him, and you see him shake his head, and then he looks at you and he goes, "Why are you still here?"
Well, we were a bit worried about you. We haven't seen you in a very long time, and now all riled up like this and drinking this junk. Are you sure you're okay, Talon?
I'm okay. Why do you call it junk? It is delicious. If you look on the back of the can, it says that it has 3 servings of fruit, and I am a bird and I need that. And I mean, and as he's saying that, he's looking over his shoulder and he's looking at the cart.
Can I do an insight check on why you still here? If that was like a worried
Can
thing.
we
If you went over with them, sure.
can we also get an insight as to why he thinks he needs fruit as a bird?
He's just dumb.
Some birds eat fruit. He is an owl, though, so yeah.
Sure.
21 on the insight check.
Okay, and you were inciting checking on what part of it again?
The why you still here. That first.
Oh,
one.
sure. When you see him, right, and you see Nyx, she like does a Vogue pose. She like puts her hands side of her face, then puts her hands the other side of the face, then right sides, so both sides of her face, and that's her dispel magic from now on.
Totally Nyx. Yep.
When she does that, you can tell the spell that she's done because she casts that spell a lot, right? and you see his eyes almost unglaze, and it's almost like he's seeing you there again, where before he just didn't know you were there. Not when he was talking to you previously, but ever since he had walked away.
Okay.
Hmm.
Is he the only person with the cart?
Nope. Everybody is all the people. I'm gonna put the light up on the screen. So everybody on this half over here, they are all
Jesus.
walking with the cart.
Is the cart covered?
It
Can we
is.
see what's in the back?
So it is a large cart, and I apologize. I should have done a better job explaining this. There is a large cart. It looks like it should have some horses that are drawing it, but it is moving on its own. There's a prowler sign on the side of it, and there are giant casks on all four corners, where it looks like if you wanted, they could sell you prowler cola directly from the cart as they were moving through. In the center of the cart, that section is covered up. There's doors that are there. In the back, you would imagine that they could keep things in there, whether that's money or whatever it is they would keep in there. It's in the middle and it is covered up. So does that make sense what I'm saying? Think of a box in the middle with a prowler symbol on the side, and all four corners have barrels of what appears to be soda, but you don't know because you haven't seen it yet. The cart is moving itself.
I just want to cast Shatter in the middle of the cart.
Oh, do that. I was thinking I kind of want to bum rush it and like throw the doors open and like see what's going on the inside. But Shatter, I like Shatter.
I would love to be sneaky personally, but that is my all-time preference.
Sneaky?
Yeah.
That's your
But I'm
preference?
bad as sneaky. That's why I
love
was like, I'm gonna
sneaky.
just run up to it because I'm not gonna. I cannot possibly stealth into this thing.
So, how are the wheels held onto the cart?
They are like, you can't tell if it's wood or metal, but it's gonna be just like a regular cart where you have an axle running through the middle.
So, are the wheels held on with like a wedge pin or like a metal pin, or are they like screwed on?
So you're not 100% certain. You don't think that it would be screwed on. It's not quite that advanced yet. Um,
I wondered if I could take like my mage hand and just like lift a pin out and like tug on the wheel until the wheel falls off.
you can try, but there are a decent amount of people around the cart. So to be able to get that to work, I don't know how you'd. I mean, look, you can roll for anything.
All right, I would like to try to hide.
You're gonna hide.
I would like to stealth and hide somewhere where they cannot see me.
So you're gonna go in like up farther ahead or stay behind.
I'm going to stay within 60 feet, but like inside of these like bush things that they have on either
Sure.
side of us, I'm just gonna like duck into one.
Yeah.
I hear
So
that there's a very well obscured space right between Casper and his cloak, and you could probably just hide in the darkness there.
It's a very cavernous area. Can I also, in tandem with that plan, go in front of the cart and like maybe it would be better if I roll for it, but just like go in front of the cart and then drop my shield and be like, "Oh no, I dropped my shield! Oh god! All right, I gotta pick this up," and then take a very obnoxiously long time to pick it up.
Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. So the cart is moving. It's not moving very fast. And it's maybe moving at 1 to 2 miles an hour as it's going. And up ahead there is a large topiary that is shaped like a duck, and not
Like
sure
a
why.
rubber duck?
Sure, yeah. Somebody has magically painted it yellow, and there is a space that you would imagine children have used to hide, playing hide and seek. that you were able to get into to hide. So give me a stealth roll to see how well you hide, and then I'm gonna need a performance roll from Casper. Um, I'm guessing you're gonna wait until he gets closer to where it's at.
Yeah. Okay. A 19 from me.
Okay.
18 for me.
Okay. So I'm gonna do a couple. Okay. So, Casper, you are just walking and you do a great job. You like your foot shoots out, and when it does, your shield just falls on the ground. And you're like, oh god, it's just been a long day. And you take the longest time. You like grab your back. You're like, oh, it's been rough. And you pick up your shield. And at that point, Byron, if you're trying to do something, now's the time to do it.
Byron pulls out the deck of cards, rips out an illusion, and
Oh god.
I gotta pull back. I rolled a 5. Let's see what I pulled.
Horse.
1,
horse.
2,
horse,
3,
horse.
4. A cloud giant appears.
Oh boy.
Do we know? We don't know that it's an illusion, or we do? Yeah.
You guys
I don't think he
wouldn't,
would know.
but Byron runs out, and as he does, he has the storm giant stomp, and he casts Shatter on the cart.
And
Oh!
Attaboy.
you just hear what the fuck, and there's you see somebody just drops all of his stuff and just starts fucking running. And okay, you're casting Shatter on the cart.
Yep.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
And then Byron's
You know,
gonna pull
this is-
out a performance.
I really do. I need to know where everybody is. I love playing with you guys because I never expect to what's gonna happen.
Why does this
Where's
feel so
everybody at?
similar to that one shot where you blew up that like gas main and then it ignited like all of the buildings in the surrounding area? I'm getting very similar vibes to
I
that
don't know.
event.
I don't know. I know that Casper and Byron are close.
Well, I should be like, Casper ran up ahead. I should be behind him, and so this storm giant should just appear, and he's gonna cast, like, he's gonna have the storm giant or cloud giant stomp, and then Shatter's gonna hit the cart, and then Byron's gonna get up and try and run up and be like, "I'll save you guys! Hide! Run for your life!" And he's gonna try and fight the cloud giant.
I love it. Maeve, where are you at?
Maeve does not know any of these people, as she's kind of just. I would say she enjoys a good scheme, so she's kind of just enjoying like trailing behind and observing what's happening, like keeping a watchful eye on everyone else in the party and stuff, because she's not really quite sure what to do.
So how far away do you think you are?
I would say so. Okay, can you remember which direction are they moving? If Byron is where he is, are they moving the direction he's...
We're just they're 100 feet down the road from where you're at right now, so that where you could find where it was going. Byron is like right in front of the cart. We'll say he's like 10 feet away. I'm sorry, Casper is 10 feet in front of the cart. Byron is like 30 or 40 feet behind.
That's perfect.
I would say she's like 20 feet away from Byron, so she can still see what's going on.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
Nix, where are you at?
So I'm probably about 20 feet behind the cart since I tried to distract
We're
Talon.
all
and
under
keep him
100
back.
feet away. Great. Okay, so I need dexterity saving throws.
My God, what is this
Dexterity saving throw.
23.
Right.
24.
Alright.
13.
15.
Don't you get something for your saves? Like, don't you get to add something?
That's including that.
Oh.
Otherwise, it would be a fucking 10 or whatever.
Yeah, is this like
9.
a disease or a poison thing? Because I've got,
Although,
got
I
a
don't
boost
know
against that.
if anybody's.
No.
So I'm 10 feet in front of the
Damn.
cart. If anybody is near me, you would get a bonus. I don't think I heard anybody was near me though.
Hey, CJ, I think I just killed your brother.
So, as you cast Shatter on the center of this cart, you feel the air suck in, and then all of a sudden, and everything explodes in 100-foot radius. The cart just flies. There's shrapnel everywhere. You can see people in front of you, Byron and Casper, that are just melting in front of you as a magical essence blasts across this entire opening. There is now a 100-foot round scorch mark where buildings are falling down. There, when you look up, Byron, if you're still alive, you just see a pair of shoes in front of you where the person was, and now it's just feet. As you all take, anyone who got a 15 under a 15 takes 49 points of damage. Everyone else takes half of that.
Now, if I were to gauge Talon as an NPC, would he be a commoner stat block, or would he have any chance of surviving?
I'd like to know who survived, if anyone.
You look over.
Before you say, I would be using my stream inspiration for his role, so that he could re-roll it. If he,
all right, hold on.
If it would even matter.
Yeah,
if 24 still wouldn't crush his bones.
So roll the first time first.
Yeah. Hold on, there's a couple people that would possibly survive.
I need to know if Uli was in the blast radius. Is Uli okay?
No,
I don't want this to be our last interaction with him.
They Bronze Maul walked away with the Prowler?
Bronze Maul was following. They were following along to make sure that they left. But okay, so as you guys get up, right? There are 2 members of Prowler that look like they are very, 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 very injured, and the rest of them have been vaporized. There is a shield on the ground where Talon used to be.
It's a good thing we got those badges before Casey vaporized everyone.
Yeah. Well, fuck.
That's what you call thinking ahead.
How's the Bronze Maul members? Are they all still alive?
Yeah. How's Uli?
So Uli's pretty banged up. But it seems like they are a little bit hardier folks. You see, as you guys get up, if you remember Saving Private Ryan, where the scene where they're on the beach. Yeah, and there's you just see a guy walking around, and he's holding like a bird leg, and he's not really sure what's going on.
Smell of chicken is in the air.
Yeah, but they're tending to their wounds, and everyone is kind of in shock. Even the Prowler folks, they are looking around. They're not sure what is going on, and it is an absolute nightmare here. Like I said, 100 feet in, and it is all a giant black mark on the ground. Any buildings have been crumbled. Something crazy happened. Now, I will say that Byron and Casper, you guys are close enough that you could have done an Arcana check.
Oh,
I'm closer. Can I do an Arcana?
Oh, you mean
check?
like now we can just try to decipher what the fuck just happened?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So how far away were you,
still.
Nyx?
I'm rolling 2. I was in between the 2 of them. I said I was like 20 feet behind the cart. Byron was 30 or 40 feet back.
I apologize. I thought you were 20 feet
That's
behind
okay.
Byron. So
No,
Maeve,
I like
you were,
caught up to Talon, and I was like, "Come on back, buds." Like,
Maeve, you were farther back, right?
Yeah.
It's like 20 feet behind Byron.
Okay, so you can't roll, but everybody else can roll an Arcana check.
31.
And you
ask
have
a
your hand up
question
in
now?
like a weird salute. What's up?
I'm gonna try. I never got to. So we got 49 damage. If it halved, are we rounding up or down? Literally.
Oh,
So-
it's 20.
We do. It's 25, right?
Okay.
Now we do it.
Yes. I think we've been rolling up. I just could not remember. I just want to put my damage in so I don't have to remember forever to do it later.
Casper and I both got 12s. Byron got a 31.
Oh, look.
So tell us about the
get
magic,
used to
Byron.
this. This is Bardo.
What'd you see?
I watch Arcane. It's like watching what's it like somebody do math in their head, like
It's-
formula
it's
sides
funny
appearing.
because that's not even the highest roll he could have gotten.
So-
True. We've established Byron is like a magic nerd, though. Like, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if he's like, "Oh, I know exactly what to look for." Like,
Bard
this
with
is very
wizard
on
With a
brand for
30
him.
with a 31, you could actually see it all, like, everything slowed down. You know how they say with professional athletes time just kind of slows down? Everything slowed down, and you saw the explosion happen, and you could feel and see the pressure of the magic shooting out from it. It was making waves that came out, and it was all different types of colors, which you would equate to, this is from all schools of magic. It wasn't just like, hey, this is this type of magic. It was all types of magic. And it exploded outward with a pressure that you've never seen before.
I need to expend my shatter spell slot.
So
Yeah,
maybe
you
something
better.
more like this was a bunch of spells that went off at once. Not this was one ridiculously powerful spell that we don't know anything about.
So, I mean, it seems like these are liquefied god remains in soda. So,
I mean, I don't know if that came from and I was interpreting this as like there's a bomb inside of the magical soda dispensary. So it's like I don't know if that had anything to do with the soda.
with your role, Byron, you would know that it did not come from the casks on the side. It was from the very center of the cart.
okay. So,
Can we
like
determine if it was multiple?
an
Sorry,
arcane
Ben.
ward or something? Sorry.
It was something arcane that you're not exactly sure what it was, but something of immense magic power was destroyed, and it showed you just that it was there.
Okay.
Okay, there's still a couple of Prowler members that are alive. I say we yoink them. And just
Well, they're pretty
No.
weak right now.
Yeah.
exactly.
Finish 'em
They're,
off.
they're
Coup de
pretty beat
grace,
up.
just-
They're probably stunned. So I'm gonna say we just dogpile them and see if we can get some answers out of them.
So
What the fuck was that?
Casper is going. So Casper's pretty. Casper takes a pretty big blast to the face. So I like the Saving Private Ryan of his sits up. So in very short order, he went from, oh man, I'm pulling this off. I'm pulling off this shield prank so well to holy shit, that's a fucking storm giant to being exploded. So he gets up and he claps himself on the head a few times to figure out what's going on. He sees people fucking dead or dying. And he's gonna just get up and sprint and go start laying on hands to stabilize whomever is actively dying.
Okay.
That could be safe.
So there is, like I said, there's the 2 members of Prowler that survived. Most of them were you would say they're the commoner stat block. There was a couple other ones that, maybe they were first or second level. But these 2 were the beefiest of the ones that were there. And then there are a few of the Bronze Maul folks who are banged up, but they seem to be less worse for wear. They're more beefy boys.
They're sturdy babes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say before Casper has a chance to lay on hands the Prowler guys, I'd like to get in there. And I think that there is kind of a moment of looking around, just like, I definitely saw a storm giant, right? I'm not going crazy.
But
it's not still here.
When the explosion happened, it would have gotten hit, and any damage to the image dissipates it.
But I think it's kind of taking that moment of just getting, kind of assessing the situation. And when Nyx would see that there's still a member or 2 from Prowler that is alive and see this big bomb go off, she would at least kind of scurry over to the nearest one and grab them by their collar and just kind of give them a good old just like, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
And so you run over, and this was a half elf that seemed to be in charge of the prowler side of things. On the screen, I'm going to move them here. Let's see if I can. This one here, the one that's moving up and down. I'll move them into the back. That's the one that you run over to first. They're the like, it's not a full helm, it's like a half helm. Part of it is like shattered off, and you can see that she is in bad shape.
Do you know what that was?
What happened? Who are you? You're one of them.
Sure. What was that?
What was what? I don't
I
understand
slap her
what
across
happened.
the face.
Oh God, why are you doing that to me?
Okay, I need you to get it together. Whatever that bomb was went off from your cart. What was in there?
There was a cloud giant, and then all of a sudden, I'm on the ground.
Can I tell if she has any idea what's going on? Can I roll like an
Sure.
insight or something?
Give me either that or a medicine.
I got a net 20 for a 27 total.
Okay. She is 100% dealing with some sort of like shock right now.
Okay. Okay. We'll do a little cure wounds moment.
Okay.
A little gentler touch, if you will.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Here. I heal her for 5 because I'm not wasting more than a first level spell slot on this.
Okay.
Is that a bit better?
You can see that things start to clear up a little bit, and she goes, Why did you help me?
Well, I think that if there's a cloud giant floating around, we've got much bigger things to worry about. But that bomb that was being carried inside of your cart seems like it was a much more pressing issue.
I don't know why that exploded. It must be the same people who attacked our facility earlier today. I was just here to take this cart to our other processing plant down the street, and we brought everyone else to protect it because we were attacked today.
I'm gonna take a look around. I'm gonna do a quick little peruse and check in with the rest of my team members and see how everyone else is doing.
Okay.
Byron is sitting in the middle of the road, legs just kind of like splayed where he just kind of like had set back up. And he's just kind of like, I guess, saddened and horrified at what happened. Because like he was intending for them to run away, and he's just mercilessly murdered a whole bunch of people that in his mind are working for people that are evil, but they themselves aren't. And so he's just sitting there kind of with his hands in his lap, just staring.
Yeah, this is the first murder hoboing you guys have actually done, right?
Well, I mean, we didn't purposely try and kill these guys.
No, but I mean, like, this is the first time that you guys have killed people who either weren't monsters or weren't trying to kill you.
Yeah.
They would have. That's where the profiling comes in. They wanted it.
Wow.
You can't say that while I'm drinking. I almost died.
Shit.
Casper is going to be going around. He'll use, I guess, to keep on theme, 5 points of land hands to everyone who survived. I think there were not enough survivors that would use my entire pool of healing. So, do you know how much that would be?
Yeah, we'll say it'd be 25 points of lay on hands.
Maeve, what are you up to?
Maeve can't heal anyone. I I guess what she'd be doing is like searching through the debris. She's not really one to go around and be like patting people on the back per se. So she is gonna be heading over to where like the nexus of like where the cart was
Okay.
to just see if there's anything like I know I was like super exploded, but to see if like there's anything left in the remains that could give any indication of what's in there.
Give me a perception check. Or I guess it'd be an investigation check because you're really
Yeah, I prefer investigation, please.
yeah. Let's do investigation.
I just
That's
imagine Maeve just sticking her little fingers in pockets on the way over there, just making her way to the cart, but just doing a little peruse over the
Listen,
bodies.
that's a non-natural 20.
Okay.
The bodies will still be there in a few minutes. It's fine.
They're vaporized.
I
So-
don't know.
There are no bodies.
Yeah,
that's
no,
true.
there's a pair of shoes and a shield. But
Excellent dips on the shoes.
That sounds
Uh,
familiar. We've done this before. I know we
So-
have.
so
I'm gonna put the big shoes next to my little shoes. So I'm just gonna start a
you-
little collection.
Maeve, you find little pieces of shards of glass, as well as a little slivers of metal, and this is different from the types of items that were on the cart themselves.
And I'm sorry, the half elf that I grabbed, what she said that they were taking the cart to another location?
Yeah, they were essentially taking it from one warehouse to another warehouse.
Hmm.
And the rest of the
So-
people were there to protect the cart after the attack that happened earlier that day.
So I wonder, so whatever this explosion was that happened earlier at Prowler could have been the same kind of thing from just whatever it is that they're dealing with that's so explosive. I would try to calm down a little bit and just continue my conversation with her. Ask just, so which warehouse it was that you were bringing this from? Or where are more of whatever it is that you're supposed to be traveling with? Which warehouse can we look at for that?
She's still looking around and she's like, "It's Center City," and she like puts her hand to her head just because she's you gave her a couple hit points back, but she's still pretty jacked up, and she's like,
Take those
We
hit
were-
points away.
we were we were taking about 2 miles down the road to the lower Center City facility.
Thank you. And I'm sorry for my aggression. She will release the grip on the collar that she's had on this woman.
She looks at you and she says, I don't understand what's going on, but why are you here? Are you the person did you guys blow up our facility?
No, sweetheart. No. And she'll actually hold out a hand, offering this woman like help up to her feet.
She as she does, she says,
Tries to stab you in the gut.
then why are they looking for you?
She gives her a bit of a kind of a crooked smile. She says, I would love to know that myself, actually. And I'm sure that they are not going to be all too pleased with us after this little event, but no, I can assure you that we had nothing to do with this. More or less. That I had nothing to do with this.
She looks at you. She's very, very confused. You could essentially tell her pretty much, what you're getting from her is that you can tell her pretty much whatever you wanted right now, and she
Perfect.
would half process it. But she's been through some serious trauma. Unlike you all who get the shit beat out of you on a daily basis, this is not her everyday thing.
Listen, I think you and your friends. She kind of takes a look around at most of the crushed up bodies and just shoes that are laying on the ground. Those of you that survived should probably just take it easy. We can take over from here, but I can promise you that whatever it is that you've heard about us and our group, we're not here to cause any sort of harm to you. Who knows? Maybe once all of this is over, we might meet again sometime, and we can prove that to you even more.
She puts her hand out and she says, I'm not sure why they're looking for you, but you helped me. I'll remember that. Name's Yastra. Yastra Halftree.
You get her
Yastra,
name and you
Nyx.
keep that IOU.
And I take that Yastra will remember this, and I put it in my back pocket for later. Oh, and I'll give her a pat on the butt and send her on her way. I don't know. Thanks, Yastra.
Yeah.
All right. What else you guys want to do?
Casper probably is picking up the last person and like picking them up, giving them the healing word, and then sending them off. I don't think there's, unless they're dead, there's nobody else unless they stick around.
Nope.
I guess.
You got the people who are injured around you.
Maeve would pick up some of the pieces of glass and metal she found in the hopes that, like, even if she can't figure out what it was, maybe someone might have some idea. And then she would keep an eye out for any unconscious people.
When you pick it up, give me an Arcana check.
Ha!
I would like to examine the cart.
That's a 9.
Okay. You have some glass and some metal in your hand. What are you looking for with the cart there, good sir?
Well, so I just saw this giant explosion happen, and I was able to decipher that I just experienced all types of magic. I'm trying to get like Byron stands up and he's just kind of in shock, just walks over, and he just wants to understand what he did, what happened.
Okay. Go over to the cart and give me an investigation. Maeve, what were you saying?
I was gonna just say, as he comes over to the cart and is investigating, Maeve would hand him what she found and be like, I don't see how this could have come from those casks, but I found it in the wreckage, and like give him the pieces of glass and metal.
Okay. So give me an investigation, Byron, and then you can give me an Arcana check too.
21 investigation.
Okay.
28 Arcana.
Okay. So you're finding the same pieces that Maeve found. You find a piece that's maybe a little bit bigger than that she had picked up. It was there, but she just picked up some pieces that were a little bit smaller. What you are seeing here in your, like, from what you can understand, is some sort of very, very large version of the things that were used to power stuff in the city. Like, for example, the at the beginning of the campaign, we talked about how some people were wearing some suits that had like colors in it. The glass that you're seeing reminds you of the container that held the power source.
Okay. All right, well, I'll specify that to them, and I'll just kind of like, I don't know, I think he would just kind of like wander towards the square, just like not talking, not really doing much, but just kind of holding the glass pieces and just kind of like looking at it, just kind of wandering off slowly.
Okay. All right, so you're going to start heading over towards Norlock Square?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody else want to do anything here before you...
Maeve would
Continue
follow
on.
Byron to check on him.
Okay. And Nyx, what did you say?
I walk right past Byron to continue on to Norlock Square.
Okay.
Let's go see Farin. We got plans to do. We can't just stand here waiting around for people to come back to life or whatever.
Maeve, while I am changing boards, what are you talking to Byron about?
She'd just walk up, put her hand on his shoulder. You okay?
I didn't want to kill them. I thought I could ruin the soda so that way they couldn't spread more of this poison to the rest of the people, but I didn't intend to murder anyone.
You couldn't have known what they had in there, whatever it was. None of us could have.
I don't know.
Makes you feel any better? They've killed a shit ton of people.
I don't think that
I'd be happy to see them gone.
they have, though. These seem like just factory workers. I mean, Talon, we sent him there. And I turned him into a smoking pair of boots.
Fault lies with whoever trapped that cart. Think about something else to get us through the rest of this day.
I think I'm
But-
going to put the murders where they belong, and I'm going to decimate that elf.
But this is not on you. You know that, right?
It is. I chose my actions. I have to understand the consequences, and I should have known that they would do something like this, that they would booby trap things.
Well, all the more reason to take them down.
Okay. Anything else
Yes.
before we get to Norlock Square?
Casper jogs up to the group. Jeez, did you see that storm giant? That's gonna be like a whole other dragon we have to deal with. That's crazy. And it can explode like that? Storm giants do that?
Yeah, I've read in a book before that storm giants are they're shockingly fragile. Glass bones and all of that. Actually, cloud bones. Really, it's incredible stuff.
Byron just tucks
That
the
makes
deck
sense.
of illusions further into his pocket.
I mean, that almost took me out, so if we see that guy again, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do.
I'm sorry.
Byron will
Yeah,
crack.
he was real.
I think Byron would crack a half smile at that and just say, I'll protect you.
I know you will, thank you. You never do anything wrong, Byron.
Byron will.
You're always so good at what you do.
Oh my God.
You've never made a
Wow.
mistake once in your life, Byron. We know this and we love you.
Byron will pass out Prowler badges to all of you.
Oh my God, Byron, are you okay?
Wow.
Completing all house badge collection.
No, Justin's gonna find more. Like who are we kidding?
Badge
Nope.
Bunnies campaign's over, guys. We did it. We
Badge
can all, let's
Bunnies.
go home.
You guys are getting closer to the end, so you guys are all ready to get to Norlock Square.
Mm-hmm.
You guys walk for it's a couple of miles. After about 15 minutes worth of walking, people aren't really headed in the direction of where the explosion was anymore. It's there's obviously something going on over there, but news doesn't travel that fast that people are still freaking out. You guys enter into an area, and I apologize. This is the same board tiles as I used for the last thing.
That's fine.
It's the person who made it is It Wasn't Me, Diego from Tales Bazaar, and this is City Promenade. It's a couple of them put together. So you guys enter into a large open area with a fountain in the middle of it. Around the fountain, there's about a dozen people. Some are in clear states of devotion, while others are tossing broken weapons into a large fountain that has a waterfall in the middle of it. Casper, give me a religion check.
Okay, boss. 14.
Okay. This is clearly Eldath religious symbols. Someone has put a fountain and erected Eldath symbols on that fountain. The fountain was here, but now they've made it into an Eldath fountain.
Oh,
And
weird.
as you guys are getting closer, there is one female dwarf who is standing next to the fountain, and she says, Break your bonds and save your soul. We symbolize with weapons you've brought today, and just like these broken weapons will be, you too will be reforged in his image. A soldier in the likeness of Mesrikath, a living god among us. You may ask yourself, why do we need you and your weapons? It's because there are those in this city who would take up arms against us. Just a few days ago, Farin, our direct contact with Mesrikath, was attacked in these very streets we're standing in. They tried to lay him low, but Mesrikath's glory kept him on this plane to finish his work. And she keeps on going, talking about all this stuff that's going on. People are walking up and they're taking stabs and snapping them in half and throwing them in there. You see a guy with a broken sword and he throws it in there. She's about 4'3", 130 pounds. She has blonde hair and these gigantic arms that look like she knows her way around a forge. As you guys are getting close, give me some perception checks.
Perception.
Oh my gosh. I'm rolling
A 13.
terrible perception.
Maeve didn't see it.
Well, I
No.
got a 10. Not
Go ahead.
much better.
What
Go
about
ahead.
13? Oh.
Casey.
23.
There you go.
There it is.
So you see, and it would make sense that you would see this. There is a large scar running down her forearm, not unlike the one that Farin had. But the difference is it's not on his chest.
And she's just looking for weaponry?
She's giving a
Here's-
sermon in front of this fountain.
Oh, it's lame.
Her words. Is she like, yes, give me that broken sword. That's what I was looking for. Or
Sure.
Is she
Yep.
looking for?
Yep. Which I mean, you would know that the broken weapon is a sign of your god.
I would like to know what color she's wearing.
What color is she wearing? Like the
Yeah.
person on the map?
Yeah.
So she's this one. I'm gonna move her. Shalestra.
Oh, it's what this. Okay.
I moved her next to the
I
fountain.
didn't know if that was just like the one that we were going with. Okay.
Yep.
She's wearing
So
purple and gold.
She's,
Hmm.
she is. Oh yeah, I did pick the wrong colors. I apologize. She's not wearing Prowler colors. She's wearing just like some black clothes. She does have some leather armor on top of it, and she is carrying a weapon at her side. It is a morning star.
Interesting.
If people are approaching and listening and dropping off weapons, I think is an act of good faith. Nyx would approach and pull out an old sickle and throw that into the pile and kind of nod a little bit, just kind of, politely kind of just here to, as if she's there just to listen.
As you walk up, you throw it in there, and she looks at you and cocks her head, and she says, "Thank you for your offering, Nyx.
Oh.
I was told you would be here today.
If Nyx could blush, she would be blushing.
I didn't know ghosts could blush."
I didn't know either. You're very welcome. And yes, we were told to meet you here. I wasn't so sure if you would know who we were.
Master Kath knows all.
Taking this broken weapon thing really literally.
What do you mean?
I mean, from what I've learned, it's kind of symbolic. Broken weapons, god of peace, but be able to defend yourself when able. I don't think Elbeth was really looking for a pile of broken weapons.
If only you truly understood. But maybe I can enlighten you.
Lay it on me.
See, Mestrakath is Eldath. They're one and the same.
Yeah. Casper, it just looks like he was not expecting her to say that at all. It gets a very physical reaction out of him when she says that.
She puts her hand on your arm and she says, "My you poor boy. Maybe when you meet Farin, you will finally be enlightened."
We've
Yeah.
met Farin.
Byron's over there like, shh.
I would say Casper and Maeve were particularly the unenlightened by him, whatever the opposite would be.
Casper does say that we killed him.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
I know. And
Not even just beating around the bush. Just, oh yeah, we met him. I killed him.
she looks
we
at
met
you
him.
and
We killed him. Yeah,
she
like that
says,
guy.
"By Farin's grace, is the reason why I haven't attacked you. He's asked me to bring you to 88 Quiet Place. You should be honored to go there. You get to go where not many go."
By the grace of the sunshine that falls out of that guy's ass, he points at Byron. He's not dead yet. Otherwise,
He's not
he'd
dead
be
yet? Yes, I would have
permanently.
killed him much longer ago if Farin wouldn't have told me. And she's pointing directly at Byron. If Farin
No,
wouldn't
the
have
other
told
way.
me,
Oh, no, it's actually the other. No, he
That
means in the
guy
other.
is responsible for Farin still being alive.
no, honey,
Right.
I don't think you understand how we work. We have been blessed by God.
Well, so is Casper.
Maybe you need to re-up that blessing.
She holds her arm up. She says, "I don't think I need to." She holds up her forearm so you can see the scar on her forearm.
And what does that mean exactly?
Don't act like you don't know. She
Oh,
she
I'm
look-
not acting. I really don't know. Oh no, I'm sorry. We haven't been formally introduced, but I don't understand. But I'd like to.
I think you do. You thought that you laid Farin low, but you saw the true power of our God.
No,
It wasn't that impressive.
we didn't think
it
that we
was-
let him go low,
no.
lay him low. We allowed him to regenerate. There's a difference.
But
Okay.
he was very strong.
Mm-hmm. And she looks at you and she says, "If you would like, I can take you to see him, or if not, we can just stand here and."
I believe that's what
Banter
you
all day.
I
were.
would really rather not see that douchebag again.
Maybe we take
Oh.
a quick
Is that the
team
Donnelly?
huddle.
Is that the Donnelly over there?
The Donnelly.
Yeah, I can see it with your features. It's Anyway, I know we use them
No,
sometimes
no,
for
no,
our
no, no, no. Go ahead.
we use them sometimes for our lesser tasks. Things
Byron,
that can't
By-
be bothered to do.
Byron will
Excuse
wind her hand,
me?
wind his hand into the back of Maeve's robes and just say, "Steady."
Would you fucking care to repeat yourself?
I'm sorry. I didn't know that you were stupid. I said
Enough!
Y-
Enough!
we-
Enough!
Well-
Enough!
All right.
Let's
I was
go.
just
So-
explaining very slowly
Justin,
to the woman in the back.
Justin just wants me to fight this chick so badly.
Byron will walk up and say, "So you're the servant girl that's supposed to take us to Farin, correct? Can you do so, please?
Yes.
Thank you."
Let me finish my offerings here, and we'll take you over there.
Wonderful.
And
Thank
she
you.
goes through an elaborate end of her ceremony. Casper, you would see that she really is using a lot of the vernacular, a lot of the gestures that you would see in an Eldath religious ceremony. So she's talking about blessing everything, and when she's done, she sends everybody on their way, collects the weapons, puts them into a sack, and then she takes along with you.
Is that a big sack?
It's
How
a
many weapons
it's
are
a probably half a dozen.
Okay.
If Maeve could have steam coming out of her ears, she absolutely would right now. I would just
breathing a
In
little bit of
case
dragon
that
fire.
wasn't clear.
Yep, that was the plan. So,
Justin.
you guys walk, and I'm going to actually now throw this map into. I'm going to throw it into Tavern Chat. So in the future, if somebody is listening to this on a podcast, let's see here.
Join
Reborn
our
Night.
Discord.
Yeah, join our Discord. Let's see here. I gotta find the right thing in our Discord. Oops, I put it in the wrong spot, I think. All right, Tavern Chat, right there. Did it go into Tavern Chat? No, it did not. Why
Negative
not?
Ghost Rider.
Okay, boop. There we go. Now it's there. If you guys look on that map in the blue section, there is a little placeholder that says Royal, and 2 houses to the right of that it says 88 Quiet Place. Just because I know this is a big map and sometimes it's hard to find things without zooming in real far.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Wait. Say the blue thing again because there's a lot of blue.
Yep. So where it says Royal, you're gonna
Mhm.
look 2 houses over from that little scroll
okay.
piece, and it's gonna say 88 Quiet Place.
I just got confused by the royal because I thought you said blues. I misinterpreted the blue part.
I completely understand why, because royal blue. I didn't think about that when I put the things together. I probably
Also, I
subconsciously
feel
did.
like any place that's called a quiet place and it's not gonna be Eldath's go-to spot. I mean, I feel like anybody could be like, I don't know, maybe Eldath's hanging out there.
All right, here. So I need to find the map. That
That's her fun. Don't give me that look, Rob. Like that's her whole thing. Eldath's all about like peace and pacifism and like quiet groves. Eldath, known as the Quiet One, the Green Goddess. She's all about quiet places.
Yep. I
don't appreciate this judgmental look. Sorry, I know your god better than you do.
I think that you can name a street address whatever you want, especially if it's a mansion. So that's all I'm
Not in my D&D universe. Okay, I don't think so.
Nix.
Not
and
with
Mib.
these
Okay.
fucking nut jobs either. You think that all of this you think all of this wasn't intentional?
Byron's
They
like,
probably bought out
all
the
right,
street to rename it.
let's keep an eye out for vampires. Last time
So-
we went to one of these.
Maeve is club. You guys turn around and Maeve's gone.
No!
So, you guys are walking. It's about a mile away, and you come into the Royal District, and these houses are ridiculous. It is the fanciest places that you've seen in your life, and then add 10 times on top of that. They have multiple wings. They're 4 or 5 stories tall. They're all made out of this immaculate stonework. They have these giant gates around the outside. You can see most of them have guards that are patrolling the perimeter as well as at the gate. The difference is here. There are no guards that you can see, but there is a gate. And as you guys walk through the gate, she takes you through and she says, I will be leaving you here. If you go in, Farin should be waiting for you. This is a tree-lined area. This map was made by Linares. It's on Tales Bazaar, and it's called Grand Mansion. I did add some stuff to it, but this is the majority of Linares' map. So you see this Grand Mansion, and as you walk up, there is another fountain in the front, and this fountain also has a waterfall attached to it. And it's not just, oh, like, hey, there's a waterfall. This is a waterfall with a purpose. It is sculpted to look like the symbology that you know, Casper. There are 2 sets of steps that lead up on the right and left that come up to giant scroll work. I guess scroll work really wouldn't be. It's just giant pillars that have carvings down them, and there is a dragon and there's waterfalls, and it's all these different symbols that are artistically tied together and they wrap around kind of like a barber's pole. So there's a section with stone as this tells a story going up. Before you are two 25-foot tall like they're iron and wood doors. You go to knock, and the door opens.
Like by itself.
Yep. And before you is a giant hall, and it is, again, just completely immaculate. There are pictures all over, tapestries. Everything's very, very old. But in the middle of the room is Farin. He appears to have been waiting for you. Is everybody in there?
Cone of cold.
Honestly.
As you walk in, he goes, well, we meet again.
Hello.
He reaches up to his neck and looks at you, Byron, and he says, it seems I misjudged you upon our last meeting. You've achieved more than I thought was possible in a short time, and since you're here, I take it you're with me on this venture. Is that true?
I believe that we both have a common enemy.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, correct?
Sure. I don't. Yeah, that's a pretty good statement. How we ended up here is not really known. It's just I made a mistake, got on the wrong side of things, and it kind of led into this, and here we all are now.
Sure. It was a mistake, he does with air quotes. And he says, when are you going to understand that all of this is Mestrakath's purpose? You are just a fly caught in his web, the same as me.
See, that's the problem. Attributing everything that we do to one divine guidance, and that everything that has been put into place with their guidance means that we don't have free will and free choice, and all of this has already been played out and destined, so just point us to the end and we'll see what happens. Has it already been written? That's the problem.
By no means am I saying that there's no free will. I'm just saying that Mestrakath has put things in your place to bring you here. You have made decisions, and those decisions may have led you away. But he's put other things in your place, and other things into place, and other things in place. And all of those things eventually led you to this spot. And he points to the ground directly in front of you. Yes, you in the back.
I just wanted to say, I don't know what Nyx is up to, but at least Casper is just standing there, like lock-jawed, clenching his jaw. You can see on his temples. I don't know if Maeve would be in the same boat or not, but
Well, Maeve, I specifically put her like sort of behind everyone else because she would just be like back against the wall, just like glaring and not even trying to hide it, alternating between, is that lady in here with us? No. She'd just be glaring at them and still like steaming at the ears, just like working herself up into like this internal fit. Even though she's not even talking to him and there's no mention, she like got there from that other lady and is now just like running with it internally.
So two of us at least are just very visibly angry at this guy. Murderous intent.
I see that you've brought your giant green friend and that Donnelly person.
Let's focus on talking to me.
Oh,
I'm also
so
here.
You're in charge.
He brought another friend. Hello.
I couldn't see you. I apologize.
I'm
You're the
I'm
lady
very
with the sickle.
incorporeal, you see. I can disappear through walls at will. It's perfectly understandable why you couldn't see
That's
me.
not how it works. You're the
Oh,
lady
did
with the
Mestercath
sickle.
tell you that? Whatever.
It
No,
was
we don't.
Mestercot's boss.
I'm
We don't need to agree on everything to still be able to work towards a common goal.
I'm no more in charge than any one of the four of us are. We are an equal partnership of four individuals that have decided to be together. This is not the will of any god putting us together. We have chosen to walk together.
Hmm.
That
It's just we
being,
that is
chose
fine.
to bring you back and help you.
Oh, you chose to bring me back. Well, one day maybe you'll understand. But
you know, you guys would catch a lot more flies with honey. Just saying, the condescension that comes out of your mouths a lot is really hard to swallow. Maybe you don't lead with that every sentence. Maybe space it out like every 10 sentences. Then, it's a little bit easier to take. So what's the purpose? We're here. We took a job to meet you. You got my note. You underestimated us, so you know that we have worth and value, and we all seem to be working towards the end of Aruma. So, what's the plan? How can we assist?
we need to raise an army.
Okay.
The end is near, and we have a few hundred at our service, but Prowler is large. While they're not all warriors, there are quite a few in their numbers.
Okay. We can send word to an island full of cannibalistic rabbit hunters that we're a mining group. We have 4 houses within Donvar's hold that have some form of allegiance to us. I know a lot of prostitutes. And
It's also like 100 Donnellys.
We are not taking fucking orders from this douche nozzle.
all right, so
I can see. Do you see why we send our easy work to the Donnellys? They're so easily angered.
Don't
Um,
you even start.
We
Maeve
don't
starts,
need to
like,
start
getting
that.
her stuff ready.
Did
Yeah,
you-
Nyx immediately sees Maeve rivaling up and kind of like steps to like block her view of like stands in between the two of them.
can
It's
you
like we don't need to start this up again.
yes,
We
yes.
are-
I'm glad that you're standing in front of our lessers.
You know what?
No.
I need to make something clear.
Nyx, do you have calm emotions?
You killed people. You've probably killed more people than we know. But we've killed you once, and if you try anything, we will kill you again, and we will tear your body into as many pieces as we need to make sure you don't get another chance.
And if that's the way that my story ends, then that's the way that it ends. But
Believe me,
let's be
that's how your story
completely
ends.
clear. And he gets up close to you and he says, let's be completely clear. I'm not the only one who set off a fucking bomb today.
No.
Oh, you set off the other bomb. Why did you
Well-
do that?
It's time for Prowler to understand. The end is here.
But you didn't want to do that until after we had the whole army amassed? Or we're just are we doing
mean-
like a guerrilla warfare kind of thing?
Nyx, I think we've already established that battle tactics are not his strong suit. He underestimated us. He attacks in well advance of us actually moving on them to let them know that we're coming. I think that's why we're here. We're here to assist and to make his plans better, because this is why he keeps losing in the past.
I will not deny that I may have miscalculated this morning. But sometimes I get so fucking angry at these monsters. that I just want to rip them from limb from limb.
There will
See?
be a time and a place for that, but I don't think that stirring up even more tension right now is the best way to go about that. We need an army. They're building an army. We can build our own army. We have people that are available to us to help. And ultimately, our goal isn't to wipe out every single low-level Prowler employee. Our goal is to take down Aruma.
Our goal is to wipe them all off the face of this fucking planet. Do you know what they're doing to magic users?
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
They are taking one of our weapons away. This battle happens every couple thousands of years, and Aruma is trying to get ahead of us by taking away the magic users that will help to bring them down, and I will wipe every last motherfucking one of them off the face of this planet. We today went and tried to attack their main bottling facility because that is where they're doing evil. That is where they're sucking the lives from these people.
That's where they're building these robots and stealing away their magic? Is it the bottling facility?
That is one of the places that they're doing that. He looks at you and he says, the robots happen in multiple locations, but the bottling plant is where they imbue the soda. It is where they make their batteries. It is a key place for Prowler and Aruma. So while this is happening, Byron, give me a perception check.
Uh, 30.
Okay. You can hear in the background, like somewhere from deeper in the building, something that sounds like stone on stone, as in something is grinding, whether it's a door opening up or something sliding. You can hear it within the building. You got to roll that because you have a passive perception of like 75. So, what is, and as he starts to speak, from almost out of nowhere,
A bomb goes off. Third bomb of the night.
Another bomb?
Yes.
Jesus, it's the
A
fucking
poor giant
IRA.
appears.
oop, I dropped him too far. Up on this stand up here. I don't know if you guys can see them. I'm going to put them on the edge. There is someone up there, and they clear their throat. Farin turns around and he says, Master, I didn't know you were up to being in this form yet. And you see there's this tall, thin, muscular person with a dark cloak there. And as they push back their hood, you see an androgynous face with very sharp features and the skin that is the color of the night guy. And as they push back their hood, you can see them wince a little bit. And they go, I felt a presence of others in this building, and with your weakened state, I wanted to make sure that you were okay. He looks at Casper. Oh. You must be the one that Thomas was telling me about.
Do I know a Thomas?
Uh,
That name doesn't bring a bell off the top of my head.
You know a hottie with a naughty.
Tom?
That.
Tom Basker?
Tom he walks out of the side room in
Thomas?
just a towel, just like, hey, there's got showers here.
And they both turn towards him. Oh, Master, you're done with your shower. Oh, my goodness. Okay, that's true. They share a name. Casper definitely... He says Thomas. Tom Basker does not come to his mind in this scenario.
He sees and he goes, I see why you hang out with the Donnellys. Do you know a Tom Basker?
Fucking kill this!
Maeve, please. Maeve,
You,
Maeve, it's only for a little bit
listen.
longer, please.
Someone at this point would need to be physically restraining Maeve because she would just be like ready to just go at him. And she will unless someone restrains her.
So
I will
I
physically
need.
restrain Maeve.
I need you. He can see that you are like going to explode, and he snaps his fingers at you. I need a Constitution saving check.
How close am I to Casper?
Close enough.
What do I get
Plus
with
four.
that?
Plus 4.
16. That's with the plus
You
4.
are stuck to the floor.
Oh well, now
I
she,
really
now
didn't want to
she's
touch anyone.
fucking pissed.
Of course. Is it like
Yeah.
are her feet just like glued to the floor?
But she can still like move the rest of her body
No,
and stuff.
It's like a variation on hold person.
Can she still talk?
Yeah, if you want to.
But she can't move,
Mm-mm.
including her arms and stuff.
Correct.
I just want to be very clear because
He has
Maeve
to
does
lock
have
down-
weapons
yeah,
that can be thrown.
He has
Yep,
to
no,
lock
you
down
can't-
every part of your character so that you don't attack this person.
Was it
Mate.
Mestercath that cast that or Farin?
That was the
Do we-
person who you would assume is Mestercath.
I really don't
Okay.
think that's him, to be honest. Like not
He
not
did
that.
he did call him master, and Farron only reports.
I know, but
to...
didn't the other person say that Mestercath and Eldath were the same person?
Yep.
Yeah.
That other. So I don't understand. I don't know. I'm just
It
confused.
sure doesn't look
Yeah.
like Eldath.
We can start getting through this because as Byron sees the guy and says, "So, this is where we start running into some issues. Tom told you of our wonderful paladin here. Is that correct?
Yes, this.
Shall we assume that you have a much bigger form that is winged and protective of Farron?
I can be many things. And they snap their fingers and change from like person to person to person. And then all of a sudden, Eldath is standing there. And then all of a sudden, you see this creature start to grow into something larger before they snap again. You could see that they were clearly turning into a dragon that wouldn't have fit in this hall.
Okay, so
What color dragon?
black and gold, right?
Okay, just checking.
So
Wanted to be sure.
So here is my problem with this. Casper, this green gentleman, as Farron so recalls, has spoken to Eldath. Personally, you look like her, but you only knew of him through Tom, which makes me think that you're impersonating Eldath. You see the break in logic that we're facing here? We're both against Aruma. That's fine. But impersonating a god to bring followers in seems like a shitty way about doing things.
When I'm weakened, I don't always remember what happens.
Yeah, that seems like a bullshit response. Insight check, maybe?
Sure.
It's one of my low ones. 7.
Ooh. Yeah, you think that it's bullshit, but everything about them radiates confidence that they're telling the truth.
Yeah, they think they're telling the truth. Byron thinks that they're full of shit.
I think that maybe we got off onto the wrong foot. If we are to be working together and working for you, I think that unleashing our friend here is probably a pretty good idea.
Yes, you in the back.
Guys, I'm gonna use Divine Sense. And it's gonna be useful for once in any campaign I've ever played. Oh my god. Casper's eyes he is standing rigid, stock still, while Maeve was battling against Nyx, and now battling against
The
her feet.
floor.
Yeah. Casper has been battling
Schnozzle.
against himself this whole time. He's been restraining himself because he really wants to just fucking kill this guy maybe 3 or 4 more times. But his eyes flash yellow, golden, just for a moment when he turns into Eldath. So when he turns into Eldath, is that the same visage that Casper saw in his vision?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yes, I use Divine Sense so that you can sense anything affected by the Hollow spell or know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet and not behind total cover. And I suppose
You're close enough.
Okay. Yeah. So
You would know how close you have to be. You would take a step forward or whatever you have to be. So when you do that, standing before you on the banister is a creature that is glowing gold, which would be how you define that you use your divine sense.
I assume that's not fiend or undead.
No, it's
Okay.
celestial.
Okay. Very interesting. His story checks out. Bummer.
It says to you, it says, "Are we through with this? Would you like to hear more?"
Byron will turn to Casper and say, "Dude, your god's a condescending dick."
I heard that. Is your friend going to be polite?
It's not my god.
Oh,
Maeve?
interesting. Maeve, are you going to be nice?
She does not look like she has calmed down, to be honest.
Okay.
Like there's nothing that has been said that would do anything to like retract what she is currently feeling. Does that make sense? Like she doesn't need an apology or anything, but like at no point has anyone done anything for her to be like, oh, I guess I can just like keep it in while this people, because she knows if she says something else, they'll just insult them again and she'll just get mad again. So
She hasn't gone
so mad.
feral yet, to be honest. So many people have been so mean to her in succession.
So, what's the plan?
He looks at you and he goes to take a deep breath and he says, "We'll talk about that next week." And that is the end of this week's session.
Well.
We don't have 7 days. We need to figure this out now.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Oh wow.
So, if you've made it this far, we thoroughly appreciate all of you. And we need to get some inspiration. So, Emily, who are you thinking? Me?
I'm giving it the legendary wifey because early on, before anything had happened, she said foreshadowing TPK tonight, and then the card exploded. Before we even talked about shadow, she said it. And then we thought we all were gonna die, and I thought that was hilarious. And also kind of a curse.
Okay. So, legendary wifey, you're going to get inspiration for next week. Perfect. Well, we really do appreciate you guys, especially everyone who has stuck around because we've now officially been here for a year. So we really appreciate all of you. You're fantastic. Don't ever stop being awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Love you
Bye.
guys. Bye-bye.